If you live or work in downtown St. John's, it's hard not to take notice of the growing crowd outside the gathering place. The Community Health Center provides food, clothing, shelter, medical assistance, and more to vulnerable people in the community. And recently, Robin LeGros shared a post on Facebook about what she's noticing in her neighborhood. The post, which is really more of a fully flushed out article, is called The Line at Military Road. And I spoke with her on the phone about it earlier today. And I started by asking what inspired her to write this article.
Well, it was in the news recently. Paul Davis was in the news talking about how many people they're serving now at the gathering place. And I don't know, he mentioned some number like 17,000. And it got me thinking because I live in the area. I travel back and forth. I have a dog. I walk my dog all the time. And I have been witnessing, a breakdown of society happening pretty much outside my door for the last 5 to 10 years. Um, and I have tried many different ways to communicate, not just what I'm seeing, but what I'm hearing and what I'm feeling and what I'm sensing. And then what I'm seeing when I dig into the data and the numbers and try to figure out how it is that we got here. And frankly, I had to stop talking about it and I had to just start listening. And so that's what I've been doing. I've been listening to people in various Facebook groups. I've been listening to people at the bus shelter. I've been listening to people and listening to them tell their stories. And those stories are not being shared outside of these sacred spaces. And I don't want to tell their stories. I think it's important that people have the right to tell their own stories. So I've been challenged by how to bring these stories alive without jeopardizing any of the trust that I've built. And that's where this came from.
There's one line here I would love to hear you expand on, and it's pretty close to the top. It says, quote, "What looks like a meal line is, in truth, a census of everything Newfoundland and Labrador has refused to deal with upstream."
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
Well, when the health accord first came out, I was so excited. I attended every single town hall that they put off as through the community consultation. I was really excited because everything they were talking about made sense in my community. Because at the time, I had been working in philanthropy and food security. I had been meeting at the boardroom tables at the higher levels, and I was considered a stakeholder in all of this. And when first the snowstorm and then COVID, I really saw I saw the other side. And when I stopped assuming that I had all the answers for everything, I started to learn a lot of things. And so I've kind of taken this opportunity to explore what that means, because there's various different lenses that I'm considering this within, and that's why it's taken me so long to find a way to communicate it all, because this is all very personal as well.
Well, I mean, as much as you're comfortable with, Robin, too, I mean, tell us a little bit about what you heard and what you learned.
It's hard to have to listen to women scream outside your home many nights a week. It's hard to try to help people who need more help than is available. And while the rest of the community is shaming them and blaming them and accusing them of being someone that they're not, all the people I meet, they have stories, and they cannot be condensed down to people with complex needs. And those stories deserve to be told. And so I'm just going to try and find a way to get that out there without jeopardizing anyone's safety.
Instead of saying complex needs, you said it in, I think, another way in your post. You said they're counting the number of systems collapsing. In terms of the specific systemic failures that you've encountered through personal conversations, I mean, just run us through the list.
Income support. If you make over $32,000 a year, you don't qualify for anything. No programs, nothing. That's the cutoff. $32,000 a year for a single mom. Housing. There's been no houses built. I think we've gotten literally 8 new units. So the shelters for women who are fleeing violence, their funding has not been increased. They have been working on the same funding, same thing with the Foster Families Association. We are caging our children in child protection in institutions. They're being raised by people being paid a minimum wage with no training. We are creating a society that turns away from what is hard to look at.
I'm just going to say this out loud. It's Addictions Awareness Week, too. Then there's the drugs, which is primarily, as you mentioned, the thing that will get most of the conversation, the finger pointing, the shaming.
Yeah, I know all these people that are being presented on these pages. And I can tell you, for the most part, that people are not doing these drugs for fun. They're not doing these drugs to have a good time or to be lazy or because they have nothing better to do. They are doing it as a way to escape their reality because there is no hope for them. And I could not survive what I have seen people survive. I'm just not strong enough. I know that.
I get the sense that you're thinking of somebody in particular.